So you've just completed an adoption and you're back home. You are home and you're home with your adoptive child. You feel great, you feel at home, but does your adoptive child feel at home? So yes, we are home. Woo! We are home after 2 months in Colombia. We are all back home. Juan is home with us. We made it back. I'm back in my little creating an adoptive family studio, as much as it is. I have updated a couple of the photos. There's Juan right there. There's if I can move my hand correctly. There we go. And this one right here was when we went to go see El Castillo Museum in Medellin. So that was a lot of fun. It was pretty cool going out there. Okay, so you're home. You just feel good. You're starting to feel relaxed. Like finally we made it home. But then you notice that your adoptive child maybe starts exhibiting some signs of homesickness, missing friends, missing certain foods, just missing their country, missing the fact that no one speaks their language. Schedules are different. The weather is different. It is darn hot here in Georgia, and it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice in Colombia. It's like eternal spring. And so you have to think, sometimes adoptive parents think that, oh, our child's going to be so happy to be home. They're going to have their own room. They're going to have pets. If you happen to have pets, we have 2 dogs and a cat. There's going to be, all kinds of fun things to do. They're just going to be so excited to be in the States and have their adoptive family. And yes, there is going to be some of that. There's going to be some of that excitement and kind of that nostalgia and things and excitement for a new room. But think back, if you traveled out of country, think back to your time outside of the United States. So your time out of country, I'm sure part of it was lots of fun, a vacation. There was lots of cool things to see and do, new foods to try, some really cool things. But at the same time, if you really think back, I'm sure there were times when there were foods that you missed, or maybe the food in the country made you feel kind of sick or like really sick. Maybe it was hard that you didn't speak the language in that country. Or maybe you do, like me. I speak Spanish. I do speak the language in that country. But it's still not my language. And it gets kind of tiring not hearing my language, English. Maybe the climate was just strange for you, and the way that the buildings look, the way that the traffic is, the way whatever it is, whatever cultural thing, it's not yours. It's not home. And so it starts to wear on you a little bit and feel kind of strange, and you start to feel homesick. You start to miss people at home. Sometimes it can be harder to call and contact when you're in another country. The way you felt in the other country for that short period of time, whether your adoption in another country took 2 weeks or 6 months. I know some countries it takes a long time, and they even have to go on 2 or 3 trips to that country. Your time there is what your child is feeling or will start feeling at some point once they get home. They're going to feel strange about the language and the culture. Things are going to be confusing to them. They're going to miss their friends. There's going to be foods that they miss that we just can't, some things we can't even buy here, let alone make. We learn how to make it, great, but some things you just can't buy. And the tough thing is, for us, as someone visiting another country, we got to come home after that 2 weeks to 6 months. For them, they don't get to go home, right? This now is their home. And so they have to adjust. I know it took our daughter Paula a long time to adjust, and I don't think she really realized that she had adjusted until we went back to Colombia and we're there for 2 months and the different things. Now, she did really miss the food. She said Colombian food is way better than American food, which I don't personally agree with, but again, the food here in the United States is my food. But she did notice that Colombia didn't really feel like her home anymore because her friends are here, her boyfriend is here, her cat Michi is here. She has her bedroom, her bed, her things now are here. So she had adjusted without even realizing it. But it can take a long time. She's been here for over 3.5 years. And so it actually took her going back to realize that she had adjusted to this being home. But for some children, it can be very hard and a very long process. So my advice to all the adoptive mamas and papas, be patient with your child. Do things to help them maybe adjust. Try to find foods or learn how to make foods that they like. We do things in our family like celebrating Colombian Independence Day on the 20th of July. We celebrate Noche de Velitas on the 7th of December. And then we will also do things for the 24th of December, which is the day that they actually celebrate Christmas in Colombia. So by doing some of those things, you could learn different songs, different games and activities that come from Colombia. By doing some of those things, that will help. Also finding a community here of Colombian people, helping them make friends with people who are from Colombia. That will help also. But be patient, be loving, and recognize that the way you felt is the way that they're going to feel for a really long time. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, comment, all those things if these videos have been helpful to you and you want to share, pass that on to other people. So take care. Thanks for joining us as we create our adoptive family. Bye.